Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Oh my goodness gracious, we are doing it. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking a look right now at the middle of a game. We're already in the thick of it. Hello and welcome, everybody. It's Lyrical and Tsunami. We're taking a look at MDL. It's the most ghetto of casts, and we're in the middle of the game. But how you doing, Tsunami?
Dota 2. It's really laggy on this server, but yeah, we're thick. We're damn thick, extra thick into it. I don't know any of the players, don't know any of the teams.
Yeah, well, all right, here we go. This is a ticketed match, or a non-ticketed match. I don't think it's been fully caught up yet, as they are gonna go onto the mid lane here and bring down a quick little PA kill. But it's EHOME facing off against Vici Gaming. So big news right there. We've got the big bad How, who's back. He's up in the top lane playing the troll.
That tells me that Radiant is Vici. Okay,
yep.
I can put some context clues together. And so he was replacing End, I want to say?
Yeah, ZYF, or End is the guy. And it makes me a little sad in some ways. End has been sort of always on the verge of greatness and never quite made it seems like.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it is pre-TI season rolling around, and so you gotta make way for the legends. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll see more and more of these surprise roster emerge out of China, as the roster lock is approaching quickly, so you need to make sure that this is the player that you want, and you know, it's really, there's no way you can go bad with How.
Yeah. I feel like he's the type of person, first of all, with Spectre in the meta, is they are gonna again find the PA, almost bring her down in the mid lane there, with a lot of rotations in. Also, they're gonna end up getting one glimpse back, and that's why Burrow Strike on to 2. They're gonna have another one. There's Laguna Blade coming out, Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave. All right, Vici are dominating. This is a problem.
Yeah, this is more active than I haven't stepped into very much Chinese Dota recently. But PA mid is I wish I knew how the draft was going, because PA mid, not the best lineup against Lina mid by a long shot. And you had another option in the Magnus, but then chances are, like, I mean, the lanes in general for EHOME are just like crazy. They've got I imagine it was a solo farming Omni Knight against the solo troll. They must have had some sort of strange arrangement with the Vengeful, the Magnus, and the Dazzle, as now the VS and the Dazzle are smoked up. But there has just been so much activity on this mid lane that it doesn't look like Vici Gaming want to relinquish any of that dominance over the PA anytime soon. Yeah.
Well, and to give a little bit more context here to what all the players are and teams are, you got CTY, who's playing the carry for the side of EHOME. I don't actually know who that is, though, in this game. That's the other thing that's sort of weird about it. Like, well, Troll How trying to TP out is barely going to make it home. Man, that was really close. But yeah, CTY, Old Chicken, Sen, Lanham, and JDH. As far as I can tell, that's who's on there, as they are going to be able to find another kill here. Man, this Lina just been all over him. Ori playing a good one.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that he's going for the Bloodstone first, even though in China I feel like more and more I've been seeing the Shadowblade first off. But if you're having this good of a game, you're 4-1-1 as Alina at 8.5 minutes in. This is crazy. I can't even believe that there's 14 kills in general, but it's really brawly draft on both ends, so you know, go for it.
Quick stun out. Abba gonna get his ulti pop. They're gonna try and run after him again after the fact, I would imagine, as you do have still another dagger to throw out. Need to get vision though, and well, because of that, Abba's still able to juke it out through the trees, heads off the other way. Doesn't end up getting the courier come out, but that is going to be the death of him. He is not going to be able to bring down that Venge, I do not believe. Does have another Aphotic Shield, but well, PA dagger comes out and they get the kill nonetheless.
The activity doesn't stop. Abaddon is another hero that is also very brawl-oriented, but this game I don't really think he's going to be able to get all the farm that will allow him to go for like Midas Radiance, which is a shame, because Battle Trance helps an Abaddon who's not traditionally a right-clicker, is now top lane. Dazzle? No mana for TP.
He just wants to punch him. He wants to go in there and punch the Lina. Get in there, buddy. And he will a little bit, as we have Some more of the slight Kale. How? It's going to be forced away from his Ancients as well. Tsunami, this game is insane. Jumping into the middle of it makes it even more insane.
I honestly, I don't even think I would have had my bearings if we started from the start, because this is a marked difference. I almost feel like this is like a scrim. This is, in fact, a what is the context for this game that we were watching here?
It's actually an elimination match, believe it or not.
Jeez.
So the loser of this gets knocked out of the MDL qualifiers. Winner moves on to face EHOME Keen, who knocked out IG Vitality, believe it or not. So the Cinderella story team from several different tournaments is now getting knocked out in the qualifiers. This goes to show how strong China really can be.
Yeah, I wish there was like a concrete power ranking for China, because like I was looking earlier and Vici Gaming had dropped IG down in Summit 7 qualifiers in like first round, and so it seems like every single team can get like, I wouldn't have guessed EHOME King would have made it this far, but I don't know, I guess all these DPL in-house leagues and stuff like that allow all these Chinese teams to level up while the invited teams are showing up at LANs, so it's if this is an elimination match, right, I can definitely see why all teams are going all out here.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing that's crazy about the brackets is a little bit as well, is that you had Vici Gaming that knocked EHOME Keen down to the lower bracket, but now EHOME Keen might go further in the bracket than them because Vici could get knocked out here by EHOME. So it's like, it's just all a mess. It's just craziness. And that's sort of the story of Chinese Dota right now, I feel like, is sort of the same thing as C a little bit. Have you been able to catch any C recently?
Yeah, I don't remember if I was casting it or if I was watching it, but Clutch Gamers, which was the tournament that they qualified for?
They qualified for Summit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that I watched that match, or I think I casted it, but either way, it's proving to be like, initially it was a little rock, paper, scissorsy in SEA, where like Faceless would always beat TNC, and then TNC would always beat Clutch, and then Clutch would like randomly get games on Faceless and stuff like that.
Right.
But now it kind of seems like Clutch Gamers are emerging victorious in most of these situations, and TNC have been having a few rough performances, so even though the region as a whole has been leveling up, there's still kind of a relationship that all these teams have with each other, which may be true in China as well. I can't say I'm too well versed in the meta of how all these teams know each other, but yeah, every single region seems to be proving that there isn't just one dominant team, but just like a whole roster of dominant teams.
Yeah, and I like to see that too. It's cool because it means it means the game is also sort of balanced. Strategy matters more than just being able to play the OP heroes. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Lena, in the meantime, with the DD rune up in the top lane, hunting the Stazzle, wanting to find herself a kill. It'd be pretty nice to be able to keep picking these up since Ori has just been hanging out off to the side for a very long time. Does end up getting the hit. There's Light Strike Array damage and a quick blow up. Nice pick up there.
That's just bullying at this point. You're just a lone Dazzle. You don't expect something like that. The rest of your team is hanging out mid, and they do have a smoke on Magnus. They have RP ready. They want PA to finish farming off this stack of Ancients and then want to do something with this haste rune that Magnus has bottled. So if they can manage to, you know, trick Vici into pushing further up mid, they might make moves, but it seems like both teams are just content with farming for right now.
Yeah. Well, and that's also one of the stories of a lot of, like, I don't want to say super much recently, but it's tended to be more like wait until you get your items and then you go for a fight in the China regions from what I've seen in the most recent meta. But again, there's so many games being played, it's almost impossible to keep up with all of it. 5 heroes mid, though, for Dire. That's not normally good, and they don't catch their Dazzle.
No, that's intentional. You gotta bait the Dazzle out. Lena's gonna be like, yo, another Dazzle kill? I'm all on that. Just finish my Bloodstone. I can get another charge on it. I don't think it was intentional. But this was intentional.
Static Storm onto 1, but Omni there to heal the day. Prey gonna drop, baby. Is they gonna be able to find any more off of that Vengeful Spirit? Ends up being able to survive, and now the RP back onto 2. Abba gets his ulti off. Still a skewer and a little bit of a swap. Everybody's still alive for the Dire, and in the meantime, they're gonna pull back another. Abba is gonna be brought off the side of the Disruptor, and Well, chase maybe can continue here. They thought about it, decide better.
Abaddon had the right idea immediately popping that borrowed time, but it either during the lag of my vision or just the fact that there's an insane amount of burst damage on this PA, Troll just melted before Abaddon could put an aphotic shield on the Troll and wipe off that RP disable. So that smoke ends up yielding some pretty significant gains, and Lina didn't participate in the fight because she had better things to do. She actually may have shown up to the end of it. She has 13 Bloodstone charges, so I don't know. But regardless, if they had Lina fighting more actively in that fight, it may have been a little bit more even, but it's definitely a solid debut of the RP, seeing as how Magnus hasn't even gotten a Blink Dagger yet.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly what you would want to get. Well, and now we're in this sort of awkward situation as well, where, like, you know, you had the lead for a little while in terms of net worth, and they still do to a large extent, but it's starting to feel like the 5-man potential of EHOME is coming into its own, and you know, you got to be careful with this. One RP like that, you end up losing everybody, but I guess that this is the answer. You just send the ABBA up forward, and you know he's not going to get bursted, so that should be fine from there.
Yeah, same thing with the RP cooldown being used. You are heavily dependent on that team fight ultimate, otherwise beyond that, the pick-off potential of EHOME kind of weak. You have this Vengeful who just got burrowed.
Yeah, well, Repel, Grave, everything, that is not a dead hero. It's going to be alive for a little while.
And that is not a great static storm, trying to silence out the Omni, but bring VS back. Omni's ready for more heals. Like, there's so much sustain on this team. You've got Dazzle with Grave, and that's just if all the mechanism of Omni Knight, the Shadow Waves, and the Purification, if that doesn't kill someone, then yeah, okay, fine, you deserve to get the kill, but if it's just in pick-off situations, if these two heroes are hanging out with whoever's getting assaulted, yeah, they're not dying anytime soon.
But likewise, I feel like Vici can kind of just play it safe here, and I mean, you've got Troll, you've got ABBA, and you've got Lina, and then on the enemy team, you're sort of going to go into the late game with a Magnus and Omni as two of your other cores. I don't know if they scale as well, really, as far as like damage output potential.
I'm guessing that EHOME think that they are going to scale as well as they want them to, because right now all of EHOME are building super defensively. This Vengeful went for Hood first item. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's not like this is a Centaur or something where you're going to be... I mean, VS does jump into fights with Swap, sure, but with all this massive amounts of sustain that I mentioned with the Dazzle and the Omni Knight, you wouldn't think that you need the Spell Shield, especially against, like, the main sources of magic damage are going to be VS, the Lina, and the Sand King, but Troll Warlord is still going to be a physical damage dealer, and he does not care about your Hood, but it seems like Vengeful is interested in building defensive, just like the rest of EHOME, aside from PA. Because you don't want a PA to build too defensively, which even Vlad's is kind of like straddling that gap. It's not straight into the Desolator, but I guess EHOME are very confident in their late game, so I'm glad that Vici Gaming built a Midas on their Abaddon, because someone is going to need to scale along with Troll, because it looks like EHOME wanted to on this really late.
What is this Magnus doing? He is being silly. He just runs by, picks up a skewered into the haste rune, and meanwhile, bottom lane, they're actually going now onto this PA and trying to take the fight. He gets a kill in return. They end up using 3 ultimates there on the PA.
It's okay, because an ultimate just got spent in the top lane. Magnus tried to RP the Abaddon, and try being the operative word. One can only imagine if he didn't skewer into that haste rune like you mentioned earlier, if he would have had that available, but yeah, so two split fights, and yet EHOME managed to lose both of them, so yeah, they kill off the PA. She got a kill on the Sand King, I believe.
It was the Disruptor, actually.
Oh, the Disruptor, so that's even worse, and now...
I mean, the thing about it was that they used Laguna Blade, they used Epicenter, and they used Static Storm. So there's a potential to come and contest this now, and Omni, the first one gone on, they just swap him back out. Swapped actually the Sand King, and so, well, maybe he's going to be able to walk away from this. Does have Guardian Angel now, as well as Repel onto him. They aren't bringing him down as of yet. Is going to survive through that. Burrow Strike now onto 2. How very low, but is going to be able to walk away. Light Strike rate comes through. That's a dead Vengeful Spirit. They don't all get in range for the Shrine, but at least enough of them that they can bring down that Prey Sand King. And now Abba's still alive here. No more borrowed time. Can they bring him down? Repel's still chasing. There's one hit, man. That Empower doing a lot of work. Now turning again onto that Disruptor. Get the Purification. Right clicks in from Magnus, and they find the follow-up as well. So with no big ultis online. Oh,
she wants more.
They have Light Striker right now, and that's going to be a dead Dazzle. And now they're all caught in this little pain train, but, well, PA still hits pretty hard.
It is an honor to be chosen.
I'm surprised that they went for that Roche. Like you said, they spent a ton of ultimates trying to kill off that PA, and you need these. Even though RP was spent in a pick-off situation to sustain. Oh, God. Yeah, borrow time is up.
Now they have another burrow here, and unfortunately, Swap not that far of a range. They do get a pretty good skewer back, and well, PA dodging away from targets, doing a really good job of getting out of this one, but might end up going down nonetheless. Will finally fall. They end up dropping another Static Storm. Does not catch anybody in it, and well, the Epicenter completely off the mark as well. But Venge is going to end up dropping here, I do believe, as the stun came out, but not enough. So, extended team fights, they're just running at each other's faces.
Okay, but the thing is now RP is up. Magnus doesn't have the mana for it, and Roche did regen quite a bit, but now Solar Crest has been successfully completed on the Abaddon, so no chance anymore. After a back and forth, it seems like Vichy Gaming definitely come out on top with not only having the Roche, but a pretty solid 6k net worth advantage to boot.
This is like Chinese pubs.
Right? That's what I'm saying. This doesn't feel like elimination.
I'll take your
But I noticed this, like, what happens is you just get your first round of items, and then they just run at each other for like 20 minutes. And it's just insanity. Which is great. I love it. But it's also sort of like difficult to keep up with anything. I mean, look at him. He just keeps going at him.
Yeah, because it's not even... For the past few minutes, it's been specific to one location, but generally it's like, okay, you spot a hero in one lane, dedicate a handful of heroes to that, and meanwhile have a few other heroes in another lane, maybe invading the enemy jungle, stuff like that. But if that trend keeps up, I feel like EHOME are going to have the advantage because, like we said, they're building very, very defensively, and so you need to dedicate a lot of resources just to kill one or two heroes, whereas on Vichy Gaming, you have to dedicate a lot of ultimates just to kill one or two heroes.
Alright. Yeah, it's true. Well, we'll see where they go to next now. It's kind of another one of those lull periods where you wait for maybe a BKB to be done on your PA. Yeah. It's a possibility, although Prey is in the mid lane there. It's going to be able to get the nice little blink away for him. A random Sage's Mask. I wonder what that was supposed to be.
I think maybe he wanted to build a medallion also, but then Abaddon was like, no, let's not be one of those two Solar Crest teams. And Prey is like, alright, fine.
Look at this. Look at all these guys. They're just sitting here. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go with you.
How many hasters does this goddamn Magnus get? He wants to go.
There's gonna be a jump forward. Static Storm down. Magnus is gone. 50 seconds, no buyback. Still PA going in for this one. And gonna swap back into Venge. She's in a little bit of trouble now as well. Lena got jumped on, but the Ghost Scepter gonna keep her alive for the moment. Epicenter down onto 2. Is it gonna be enough to find the kill? Venge still alive here, as 2 is PA. Omni Knight is down though, so I think that that's pretty much it. That's the end of the fight. Another big win here for Vichy.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was just way too much damage, even though Dazzle maxed out Grave, which, let's see if he has the read to put... Oh, the Juke Smash? Not even good.
Damn. How is strong?
He is very strong right now, and Dazzle, yeah, would have ideally preferred to Grave the Omni Knight mid-Epicenter, but, you know, I have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt whenever I'm watching the game at, like, freaking 300 ping, but,
right.
It didn't come out, and you only need one frame to not see a Grave come out. And afterwards, it came out on the VS, and she's been building super defensive after completing out that hood, working on a Solar Crest of her own, or maybe just the medallion right now. But she's difficult to kill, but who cares if you don't kill her? She's kind of just walking around, giving an vengeance aura, but she's not hanging out next to PA for very long in these fights.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So I think that, like, maybe trying to focus, because it seems as if EHOME are content just to run at them. And, like, run at the towers, too. That's the second time now where they've just gone in under it. And I don't know if you can really afford to do that. You get a little bit of bonus armor from the tower. A lot of the damage that's coming out, it's almost exclusively physical damage. I feel like EHOME, they got to pick their fights a little bit better.
Especially since they're... Oh my god, they're doing it again.
They're just going. They don't care.
It's still an Aegis troll. What's the best case scenario here? I don't understand.
This is China Dota, man. It's
I guess
Brave
so.
New World.
Well, let's see what they can do. They need to kill this dude twice.
Uh-oh, how? Do they have any reveal? They don't have anything!
They have this ward that was placed earlier.
Oh, there it is.
Just
There's
on
gonna
the
be
outskirts
the jump.
of it, but now he's out of it.
Oh, they don't end up getting him. He just gets out again. And now you're in this like really weird position where everybody's grouped up. You can take away some Ancients, but you're getting more out of the map if you're Vici.
Definitely. Lina was farming up the top lane earlier, now Prey has taken it over. The net worth lead just keeps growing larger and larger, and PA is not a hero that can afford to fall behind. Troll has completed the Silver Edge, which instantly like cuts down so much of PA's survivability, and she's working on a BKB of her own, but that can only help so much, mainly against Lina and Troll's, I mean Lina and Sand King's damage, but yeah, How is... This is How. It's How. How's back, and he's in charge, and apparently EHOME are just not respecting that.
Oh no. I gotta show a little bit of respect. The man is very large. Granted, PA is a higher net worth currently, but I feel as if it's a very strong capability to just blow him up. The BKB is certainly going to help for the PA done now, as talked about. And, well, top lane. Epicenter comes in. They just destroy the Venge.
Burn, baby, burn.
Didn't even get the hood up. Not that that would have made a difference regardless, but Lina keeps recovering her bloodstone charges after those two quick deaths, and my boy Ellipsy is just going to be hunting up here, carving himself out a nice cozy home amongst these trees. Meanwhile, bot lane Abaddon, though, he has TP, or skewer. There we go.
Apparently, it's still showing it on my screen.
Yeah, I
oh,
know, I saw it.
What? Did he need to use RP right there? I mean, Lina gets another kill over here to the side, so...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that was spent. They canceled the TP. What is an Abaddon gonna do in that situation? But I guess Magnus is just so itchy, he hasn't been able to use it for like the past 5 minutes, and he's like, god damn it, I'm putting the spell on cooldown. Oh, okay, well that actually may be it. He has an arcane rune, so maybe he was just like, eh, whatever. It's like 1 minute cooldown. We're not gonna fight for another minute.
Alright, fair enough. Well, Sand King is gonna have a Ghost Scepter for himself. I feel like you're itemizing right now on Vici to be able to survive these engagements for the supports. There's a Ghost Scepter on both of those supports now.
And the Lina as well, and she can turn that into an E-Blade.
Right.
But, yeah, this PA is losing efficacy quickly. On top of the Silver Edge completed by Troll, these 3 Ghost Scepters mean that she can't even, like, insta-give targets. And, you know, whenever you pick a Magnus plus a PA, you want to just be able to get the fights over with quick and just, I mean, ideally snipe people out with daggers, but at least she's going to have a BKB, but I fear that she's going to be kited around during a large portion of that BKB's duration.
Gift from the goddess.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. There is a DD rune up at the top rune spot. Do we have any more smokes on the dire? It feels like they've been the ones that are more
Please
focused.
tell me that they don't.
They actually don't.
Burning through them like candy. Wait, can we see smoke stocks now?
Oh, can't see smoke stocks, but you can see
Oh.
inventories, and that's what I'm going off of.
That's
A gift from the Tempest
I don't think we're ever getting that back.
No, I don't think so either. We should just be thankful that we got quick buys on players.
Yeah.
So much time spent theorizing items has just been optimized. Thank you, Gaben.
I mean, but then they troll us too. Like I had
That's true.
I had like a PA queuing up a rapier as the first item. That was great.
One can only wish that Sing Sing was still in competitive. Every single hero would have like cheese in their quick buy or something.
Well, tier 2 gone. Same soon to be the case here in the top lane, but well, they're actually going to need to come back and defend against
You can't
this.
race a troll. You can't race a troll Lina.
Do they all have TPs? All right, Venge does. Yep, they're all TPing back, but yeah, it's a lot of damage dealt to the tower. Given up for nothing.
And not very many heroes of Radiant had to go back either, so they're waiting to pounce. Not the Venge, ideally. I don't know if that Howl saw anything, because I only saw the animation, but they're leaving anyway.
looks like they'll be able to get out of there. I mean, Sand King on his own can probably solo Dazzle. Probably not Venge. Oh, well, yeah, he's just going to punch her and then run away. That's pretty cool.
I mean, Venge is very, very tanky, and 3 points Vengeance Aura plus some power makes for a very, very large PA, plus Vlad's on her. So, oh, yeah, there's the Ghost Scepter, but she already has the Diffusal Blade, alright.
Okay.
Top lane. Down goes the Lina.
That's huge.
She was not expecting that Diffusal.
That's huge. And level 22 PA now. There's some stuff coming up. She is tanky. She's got a lot of farm on her just by virtue of that Empower.
I wish she would crit. I want to see the number. Because there is
18.
19.
Alright. Oh, we got it.
That's sizable.
There isn't a Radiance now on Abba, so that will start to cause some trouble for the Magnus, but he's heading over here with a Blink Dagger. They could blow up this Abba.
Yeah, honestly, PA may be able to get a crit large enough that borrowed time wouldn't even go off. Oh, is he just gonna go for it? Okay, well, he tried. Now he might get glimpsed. He might get glimpsed. Okay, not the best repel.
Oh, Static Storm used there as well.
Meanwhile, bot lane's getting shoved out. Hal actually takes it. Now he's going in on the bench breaker.
Okay, well, they do have Guardian Angel if they're going to need it, trying to turn and fight this one. They can still go for it if they want. Swap back. There's GA. Epicenter, like you said, is out and starting to run him down. The repel is keeping her alive for the moment. So a couple of, ultis used out in the mid lane. More battle going on as, well, the Abba still very much surviving. Light Strike Crit comes through as well, although they just destroy him again. The crit's too strong.
Now back in the dire jungle. VS still alive and fighting, but now graved up.
Gonna be able to back out. House still very much surviving, and he will be able to escape. It does look like the PA's coming in, wants to get it, but won't be able to take down Prey. Does finally fall. Nice kill.
This is such a pub game. How did they let their tier 3 tower just go like that? I don't understand. They weren't even really trying to do anything in the mid lane. They were just taking a tier 2, and PA can do that all by herself. Troll just snaps that up. They pay for it. Troll gets out, thankfully, and he's actually going for an MKB instead of a BKB. I feel like all this stun and crowd control is going to be an issue for Hal, but I guess he's mainly concerned about the RP and he can't do anything against that. But now PA, yeah, look at that preemptive Ghost Scepter. FSY doesn't even want to have to think about the potential for an 18-19 crit.
Yeah. Oh, and now it's EHOME knocking on the door. I was not a believer in this draft over the past couple minutes the way it was looking, but this worked out beautifully for him, and I don't know how you come and contest this right now. That's a lane of barracks gone.
The Troll needs to be able to have someone initiate for him because he can't just Shadow Blade into the enemy. He needs to have like a Epicenter setup or a Static Storm setup, which so far Disruptor has been having terrible luck with his attempts, and they're not even going to be able to find anyone who's trying to escape here. So yeah, FSY is probably going to be integral if Vici Gaming are going to win fights, at least team fights. It proves time and time again that Vici know how to get picks, but I guess the time for picks is kind of running out as they've already lost one set of racks.
I feel like PA might have more net worth in her backpack right now than she does in her inventory.
How is PA farming so fast?
It's in power, man.
I guess so, and it's like 4 protect 1 to a T, because I have not seen this PA be left alone at all, and I mean, as a result, you have an extremely top-heavy net worth graph. Number 1 is owned by PA, and then the next 3 are Radiant heroes by a long shot, but if you have such a strong PA who's like, okay, she still has her boots. Is she like actively switching items while trying to gank people?
Yeah, I think she got rid of one thing. She switched out the Vlads for the butter.
For the butterfly, yeah. Well, she's very large, and now even Omni Knight doesn't need to be too concerned about staying close to her because he has Aghanim Scepter. Where did all this gold come from? I don't even see. I see 2 Midas. Okay, there are 3 Midases, but still, like I feel like passive gold increased or something because everyone is extremely rich. Even this Dazzle has 4k gold net worth, and it's only 34 minutes into the game. Normally, you see Crystal Maidens rolling around with like 1.2k net worth at this hour.
I think it's because of all the kills. Like, there have been 42 kills so far in this game, which is much more than we're used to seeing. And I think that this is the idea that you fall a little bit behind to a deficit, and then you take a couple of good team fights. Like, look at the graph, how quickly it's switched back over. And you just happen to get it on a couple of those heroes.
Yeah, and yet it's still relatively even. So
Right.
hopefully this top-heavy net worth of EHOME doesn't come back to bite them, because if the PA dies, and she does not have buyback, because she just bought something else. She bought... What did she buy? BOTs? I don't really know about that.
Look at her damage, though.
Yeah,
This
that's...
is the thing.
and that's like... I fear for these supports on Vici Gaming.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have their finger ready on the Go Scepter button. But even then, it's going to get purged.
Is there any way that we see the double stifling dagger, do you think?
Oh man, actually, I think it's a possibility. I think it's a definite possibility this game.
Okay.
It's just going to be reclaimed, so now PA won't have that. I guess that's why he bought out and didn't have buyback. But now, I don't know what they do for like the next 5 minutes.
Shrines, baby.
True. He's about to hit level 25, and they're still not leaving him alone.
God, I really want to see it.
I hope there's no real reason not to go for it. You don't want this game to go any longer.
Oh, let's see. The 25 Agi is...
Yes!
He did it! Oh! We're seeing it!
Someone... It's not even going to be melted, it's just going to be, like, incinerated.
Well, so the way it works is it's two separate targets, though.
Oh!
Yeah.
You see, look, I've seen it so infrequently, I don't even know how it works.
Yeah. Let's see if we actually end up seeing... Well, I mean, it's not going to be on creeps. And the other thing is that it doesn't prioritize heroes, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So it's not great, but you will blow something up.
And even with Empower, like, if it hits a creep, the entire creep wave is going to die.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well,
Unfortunately, it's nighttime, so they don't have the best vision.
If it hits it,
dagger.
it's going out.
Nothing.
Not sure what was up with that one exactly. It looked funky. I want to see the dagger.
It's funky. They need to put a ward on the high ground.
God, look at this. The tower is just gone.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
He does so much damage. With the Empower, it's, what, almost 500 a hit? And that's before crits?
And VS isn't even standing around to give Vengeance Aura either.
Jeez. Well, tower down, and still they can keep going in. This PA build's super interesting.
It only works because of the draft that they have. She's very well protected. Oh, they attempted for the skewer, didn't work.
Nifty. But
And already you see a bunch of Radiant sentries. They don't want any observer wards on their high ground, otherwise they know they're gonna get sliced up with daggers.
right. Yeah, and these daggers hurt quite a bit. Just out of range of it for the moment. Come on, Empower. Go get him.
She looks so anemic with her damage when she doesn't have Empower. You're just like, that's it? It takes her this long to kill a creep wave? And then all of a sudden she gets it, and you're like, oh wow, she just got a rampage.
They need to do something though, because bottom lane is pushing in right now into their tier 3, and they don't have a tower there. There's the jump in, already there on top of one, and that was a bold couple of hits with the blade mill on.
Yeah, it was. You know, this is not
Hold
bold
back
BKB
onto her.
activation.
There's the swap away, keeping her alive, but the static storm is down. A $200,000 crit, huge one right there as well. And okay, no ABBA.
So Ben is a spell, right? It's called Borrowed Time. In theory, it allows you to have 2 lives.
Okay.
But this is all theoretical, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's a one shot on pretty much everybody, I think.
Yes.
All right, there's another one coming out. Looking for the
You better check
opening.
yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay. The crits are make or break. Because without the crit, she really does not do very much damage, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it hit onto them. There's a DD rune as well.
Oh my god.
I want to see this.
I was just gonna scout it out. You still got a good minute left on it, so they'll save it. Everyone's policing it. Award it to the
Double
PA.
damage.
All right, let's go.
Now what happens?
Let's go.
Where's the Empower? Magnus, get your fat ass over to the old lane.
Swap. Oh, they went for it. The dagger, it's still going to go through. And, well, all right, you're
Bye.
gone. 2,700 damage
We got
crit.
the Empower.
This is beautiful. Oh, a glorious nightmare for Vici. proving that PA can indeed be that late game destructor. And
She
there it
doesn't
is.
even want to kill towers. She's just like walking around. He's like, who wants some? Who wants some?
700. 700 apiece. You just got to be so careful here. And there's the jump forward. Pops the borrowed pint immediately.
No
Does
blame
not
on
want to mess around. And okay, there's going to be the jump forward. The grave comes out though. The catch as well. Can they find this kill? There's a ton of damage. The RP on the 3.
Please
Go back
dagger
in. Make it happen. The dreams of all of Vici Gaming side are falling down the tubes. They buy back as well on the PA. Once again into this fight, she does have the BOTs. And oh, she's back home. They can't take it anymore, but it doesn't matter. Lena's already gone.
Control.
What is this game? Oh, Troll
wants vengeance, though.
wants to kill him off. Well, starting to bring him low. That's a question mark going down, and Omni Knight dead. Oh, God. There's another kill. The Venge is gone as well. So, just silliness. That's all we can say about this game. It's absolute insanity.
Yeah. That's like gotta be one of the most pub buybacks ever, because like there's no way, there's no good reason to buy back in that situation unless you're just like, you know what? I'm like 20k net worth over these kids. What are they gonna do to me? What's the worst that could happen?
Uh-oh.
Never mind, Troll. Can't cliff there anymore, but he's still on the run.
Oh, they skewered him to where they could drop a sentry ward. And look at this, she's just like critting the ancients, and it's like one-shotting ancients. She's one-shotting ancients. God, I really wish it wasn't so laggy, because this would just be even more glorious. But as it is,
I really wish this draft gets used on LAN, because this is gotta be like one of the easiest, most enjoyable spectator games to watch, because there's really nothing but big red numbers going on.
Oh, it's glorious. And MKB is going to be the next pickup for her. Maybe Rapier? No, okay, she's just going for the full MKB. I can dream. What do you get rid of here, though? Like, you kind of need the Diffusal Blade. Do you get rid of your boots?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be irritating, but like, you have Blink Strike, you have daggers. You don't really need that much more mobility beyond that, because if Troll does manage to close the gap on you, you're probably screwed regardless.
Oh, this is lovely. I mean, there are other games going on right now for sure, but this is the best one.
No one ever expects BTS 3 to be the showstopper, but here we are.
I love it, though. It's great. You can get away with more doing this.
Oh, definitely.
All right, Refresher Mag. You know who really needs the Refresher? CTY on this PA.
The quadruple dagger?
The quadruple dagger. They never expect it.
No, they never expect it. They go Scepter, they're like, I'm safe for the next 5 seconds. Oh, God!
This tower is gone.
Radiant's bottom
Oh,
tower
wow. Look at that! It's beautiful!
Look how heavy her scythe must weigh, like 1,000 pounds with all the damage that it's carrying, because she's just waddling over this Rex. She needs to be careful.
Oh,
okay.
There's the catch.
He can't
Pull
go
it
on
back
though.
onto one.
Blade mail.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God, he does
stages
it
one.
anyway.
Is so bold. Epicenter getting ready to come in. They're trying to make it the long-range initiation. Static Storm down as well, but they got the Omni ulti out. PA coming back from the dead in just a second. Ready to rain hell on these guys. They destroy that Disruptor. Gone in an instant, but they've now caught the PA. Dead for 2 minutes. This was not supposed to go like this. It was the game of the double crits, the double daggers. But now they're double down and they're dead.
I'm not even mad. You deserve that.
Yeah.
They're playing like they don't respect Vici Gaming. We told them, we said at the very first minute, you gotta respect how. Now look at you. PA's dead for 1.5 minutes. You've got 3 supports, you got a Vengeful Spirit with buyback, and all she's got is a goddamn Pike and Solar Crest. What are they gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna lose a tier 3. I hope you're happy.
Well, this is looking like it could be the beginning of the end. The ruination of EHOME.
is under
What they
attack.
need to do is they need to take this tier 3 and then immediately just go to tier 4s.
All right, let's see if they do it. Burst of Avernus there as well. They are just going straight for it. They know the PA had buyback. It's over. That's it. They're done. Stick a fork in them. They can't hold this. They cannot stop Troll. They cannot stop Abba from hitting.
Shall agree the Ancient.
The game is over. Congratulations,
Oh
EHOME.
wait, the Ancient, the Aghanim Scepter doesn't matter.
It's over. Oh my god. What even happened in this game?
This wasn't even a clown fiesta. This is like a... You know what? It's BTS 3. This was a fucking clown's quinceañera, alright? What the hell was this? What an amazing game.
Yeah.
I gotta download the replay to this one because it was just pure comedy.
Oh, that was glorious. Yeah, so let's see. Damage from PA at the end, 38,000. Not surprising. And, well, they dealt more building damage from the PA than the rest of Vici Gaming combined, I'm pretty sure. Just about. That's insanity. All right. We're going into game number 2. That was just game number 1.
Are you serious?
Yep. So game number 1 in the books. Vici Gaming take it with the new Howl. We'll see if they can replicate. Tsunami, any final words about this next one?
It's a pleasure to be casting with you again. You know, it's you bring me stuff like this, and how could I ever complain?
How indeed.
Ah.
All right, everybody, we'll be back in a little bit with game number 2. Lyrical and Tsunami, bringing you only the bestest